take that back, right.
The Satanic Ritual Site and Creepy Doll.
I've found vehicles that were used in crimes dumped out there. I've found dogs from dog fights that were dumped out there. I've found animals that have just been dumped. I've found very intricate and mind-blowing satanic rituals and sacrifice.
That would have been my last snake hunt, y'all. He said he was looking. I think this guy's looking for snakes. I've seen him before. That would have been my last snake hunt. I'm telling you that right now. Because actually, you know.
Sacrifices out there.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I was, which I found different stuff before. You know, I'll find maybe where someone was doing some voodoo, some Santeria, sacrificed a chicken, whatever. All that's like kind of normal out there. That's not that crazy.
Yeah. No, that's normal. Chicken, sacrificing, voodoo, come across something like that. Don't bat an eye. Of course.
But what I found this night was very crazy. Yeah, the police came and investigated it. It made the news, and that's the facility I was hunting. It's actually an abandoned space rocket facility from the Cold War, where they were developing and testing space.
Okay, so maybe he doesn't hunt snakes. Maybe this is the boat. I think there was a guy that was talking about the Bohemian Grove on here too. Maybe this was him. I'm not sure. I thought this guy hunted snakes though, but we'll see.
Out there, you know, hunting these snakes, and this facility is
I don't like the quality of this video only because
you need
it's
special
like the filter
access.
that
I
they
was
put on
given
here
special
is making
access
the
by the state of
resolution
Florida to
horrible.
remove pythons from
it's
out
fine.
there. These rockets,
That's
and
fine.
nobody can just go back out there. But people do go out there, as you can see from the graffiti and different stuff like that. Usually to do stuff that they're not supposed to do. There's a lot of crimes committed out there. There've been murders out there, gang initiations, all kind of stuff.
So they have a pentagram that's...
So, yeah,
See,
it's a whole thing.
The pentagram part, that would have been. First of all, I got one thing. I got two things to say. Pentagram part. As soon as I walk in there, I would have rethought. You know, like why am I really taking these snakes out of their environment? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing really? Like, I'm in here bothering these snakes. What if somebody came and took me out my crib, out of my bed? You see what I'm saying? So then I would like, as soon as I would have seen that on the ground, my thought process would have started to, you know, turn around, and I would have really thought about myself then and like the things that I was doing, because I don't think that would have been right to just take them snakes and just, you know, disturb them in the middle of the night. Let me take my ass to the crib. That's what I need to do.
So we go out there. The first thing I came across was a big rock pile with a upside down wooden cross on top.
And that would have been the last. On God, that would have been the last thing I came across too. The first and the last thing. When I seen that, that's the only thing I would have seen, and I would have went to the crib for real. Cause why am I out here bothering snakes, bro? What am I doing?
And a bunch of red spray painted upside down crosses all over, and you could tell the cross I think was burnt a little bit. And it wasn't, you know, crazy, super crazy. It was like, oh, this is new. You know, this wasn't out here a few days ago. And then I found this little doll. And as I kind of investigated that doll more, a little red scarlet snake actually came up and wrapped around her neck. And I picked up this, there it is. I picked up the scarlet snake, and which, you know, is... and a bunch of red spray painted upside down crosses all over. And you could tell the cross I think was burnt a little bit. And it wasn't, you know, crazy, super crazy. It was like, oh, this is new. You know, this wasn't out here a few days ago. And then I found this little doll. And as I kind of investigated that doll more, a little red scarlet snake actually came up and wrapped around her neck. And I picked up this, there it is. I picked up the scarlet snake, and which, you know, it was kind of weird that there's a live snake, a red snake on this doll. And I've caught a lot of snakes in my life, and that is the only one that was bleeding out of its anus. There was blood coming out of its beehole, which, you know, I don't know why, who knows what. It was a little weird. And then the night just kind of gets weirder from there. You see the the red lettering. There was a big Latin saying, like 100 foot long pretty much, on the road. I drove over it. We later translated it to "Turn around, run, hide, he is watching you."
Ain't no later. Whoa, who is he? Who is he? For one, ain't no later. Why didn't you guys translate that then? That's important information that you that you need to know. Somebody left that there for you guys to find. That's not like, I wonder what that is. Let's go keep looking for these snakes. Nah, bro. No. I'm translating that on a dot.
Go further into the complex, and there's these big abandoned buildings. I go into the building, still just python hunting. Like, who knows what these kids are doing out here. I thought it was strange, the Latin. Your average kid just messing around don't know Latin sayings like that. And then I come to this big room where there's the big pentagram. In the middle of the pentagram, there is a three-legged plastic chair with a blood stain in the bottom of it, where you could tell something was killed, sacrificed, whatever. On each wall, there's 3 walls. On each wall,
bro, y'all cannot tell me, for the people that do watch this, y'all cannot tell me that y'all would have stayed this long. Or am I tripping? Do people really find, like, I don't know, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I would go to I would do like the little ghost hunt shit, like Sam and Kobe be doing, and all them YouTubers, but I'm only staying on certain circumstances, bro. I'm not staying. If something touches me, I'm gone. I'm not staying. If I see something that I don't like a fucking, like, some weird satanic shit, I'm leaving, bro. I'm leaving.
there's upside down crosses, Latin sayings, and all kinds of stuff. As I'm kind of walking into the room, which, I don't want to sound like a psycho or anything, but that doll from earlier grabbed my leg. I don't know if I kicked it, I didn't see it, or what, but that doll from the rock pile somewhere else, I don't know if it was another doll or what, I never seen that other doll. I kick it, it seemed like it grabbed me. It's that same doll from earlier. Same thing with the cross on its forehead, the one eye cocked over, the other eye messed up. And so, it's very, very weird to me. Kind of like scared me.
So
right next,
it wasn't there, and then it was there. So
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice
you
it.
didn't carry it over there.
No, I didn't touch it.
The quality of this video is kind of making me mad, because the filter that they use is making this look like shit. Absolute shit. But it's whatever. It's whatever.
So did anybody else? Was anybody else with you?
I had 2 guys with me that didn't even want to get out of the truck when they seen the first thing. They stayed in the truck.
So
That's good. That's good. That's how they're supposed to be. You should have listened to them. You should have listened to him, and then you guys all 3 should have been in the car and on the way home.
They didn't
that
touch
you
anything.
saw on the rock pile somehow made its way to where you were?
Yep. I don't know if it's a duplicate doll or what, but it's same.
Was there more than one of those dolls?
Only doll I seen. Only doll I seen. I'm not big on the whole supernatural thing, so I'm real doubtful of it in the first place. But it's the same doll from earlier. I did not see it until it hit my foot. Right next to that doll, there is a saying on the ground that says, "The omen will follow," which to me was like the creepiest thing of the whole.
Also, like, at the same time, though, a lot of this like spray paint, all that shit is honestly just fucking weird teenagers, spraying weird shit on the walls. They don't really mean nothing. So, I mean, I understand at the same time not to be completely terrified, but then it's like certain subtle shit would terrify me, really.
Whole thing was like, that if you interact with any of this spirit's gonna follow you. Very strange, right? Very strange. As we go through, there's all kind of different stuff. In one of the rooms, there's a sleeping bag with some
out of there. That subtle shit like that. A sleeping bag, a pack of cigarettes. I got 7 cigarettes left. Knowing the smoker that smokes cigarettes, bro, you're not gonna have none left if you left them there. You wouldn't even leave them there, for one. But if he decided to leave them there, they're not gonna. He didn't. I know he didn't. A sleeping bag and weird reminiscence of shit like that, not doing it. I don't fuck with it.
something inside of it. I don't think it was a body, anything like that. Police went out there, investigated it. I didn't investigate further past that. Something was inside the sleeping bag, and on the walls there was, looked like red spray paint, and it said, she was only 9, we gave her to the devil, like basically talking about sacrificing a child.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That's so crazy. That shit's so fucking crazy to me, bro. Like I said 3 times in a row already. I know, but it's scary as fuck to even think about. Like people really like do that shit, bro. Like on like some real shit. I was looking at a statistic the other day or something like that of how many children go missing each year, bro. It's so many children that go missing each year and just never get found again, bro. I definitely think there's something else going on for real. Unless it's like, and I know it's human trafficking and stuff like that, but on God, it's something to do with some cults and some governments and all that stuff too, for sure.
And then you have this little girl's gown that's nailed to the wall with like a dark red stain on it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And what was the investigation? Did you follow up and find out what they found out?
I never heard anything from it. I'm assuming they never found much from it because I never heard anything from it.
Did they know it was human blood that was in the chair?
I don't know.
Or on the...
I don't know. I would like to think it's red spray paint, but I don't know. Who knows what it was?
Yeah.
So, we continue on with our hunt. We end up starting to get out of there. The guys are like, dude, we want to go. We don't like this shit. I'm like, all right, let's pack it up. Let's go. So we start making our way out, and I see flashlights. I mean, there's one road in, one road out. There's a gate at the end of it. You can't drive a vehicle in. And I mean, we're miles out here. You have to drive miles to then walk miles, right? So I see this flashlight bouncing on the side of the road as I'm driving out. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? No, I've never seen anyone out here in my life, ever. Getting closer to him. I have my pistol in my truck. I put my pistol on my lap, just in case. At
least he had that burner on him, for sure. Because I'm not going, even though you can't do nothing with it with supernatural, but still, it's still good for confidence.
Getting closer, about to kind of pass the guy. The guy's like, Mike. It's my name. And he's like,
Nah, bro. Why would you say it? Why would you say his name? If that was me, I'm hearing my name, but the way as I'm hearing my name, it's gonna be fading away too, cause I'm gonna keep going. What do you mean? Say my name in the middle of the night and we miles into the abyss and wilderness, and you talking about Mike? No, bro. No.
I love your Instagram. I was like,
okay.
Hitchhiking after midnight. The stranger who wanted more.
I never talked growing up. I was the kid in the corner, and like girls would form groups and talk about which guy they want to fuck, and I wouldn't even be. They're like, Dave's sitting right there, and they're like, yeah, he's not even on the fucking roster, and I'm like, so I go, wait, is this racist? Yeah, but what has it? How can I turn this around? What it did for me. The Asian superpower is, if you're not seen and you're not heard and we're seen as non-threatening, I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere and people open up to me. I've been to the Congo. I've been to third world countries.
Bro, I want to travel like that for sure. I want to travel to hella places, bro. I really do. But at the same time, you got to be logical about it, because traveling is not sweet, especially if you're traveling to destinations that you know nothing about and there's some shit going on there. It's not sweet. And it's also not sweet when it comes to the health of that country. You fuck around, go to the Congo, like he said, it's people that come back with flesh-eating diseases that the doctors is like, bro, where the fuck did you go? We've never, you asking me what this is called, I'm asking you, where did you go? Because we don't know what this is. Like, that type of shit scares me.
Into every fucking state in America. I might be the most American person. Like, I've been to every fucking state. I've hitchhiked from the time I was 15 to every fucking state. I never talked growing up. I was the kid in the corner.
All right, next
And
one.
like
Next one.
girls would form groups and talk about which guy they want to fuck, and I wouldn't even be in. I've been to every fucking state in America. I might be the most American person. Like, I've been to every fucking state. I've hitchhiked from the time I was 15 to every fucking state, every country, and I've talked and because when people see
I've always wanted to do that shit too. Not hitchhike, but there's a movie when I was growing up and I was still a teenager. It was called the Three Kings of Summer, I think. Bro, that movie, bro, just hit me in a different way. It was like about three kids that run away basically from home, but they build this house in the middle of the woods, and they're chilling in the middle of the woods, bro. Like they built that damn near a whole ass crib, and they're chilling. They're fucking able to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Shit like that, I always wanted to experience, like the free aspect, you know, that type of shit, the solo adventure type of shit. But at the same time, when you get older, you do realize more shit comes with that. It's not just all fucking fun and games and shit, bro.
see, oh, that guy's Chinese. He's like Jackie Chan, or he's whatever they think. They don't think that I'm gonna do anything or say anything or I'm gonna pose any threat. So they just open up and they say the most. I don't know. Like when I started hitchhiking, people said no one's gonna pick you up, right? Like 60s, 70s, everyone hitchhiked, and then something weird happened in the 80s where like you're gonna get raped, kidnapped, murdered, you know. But I go, I don't.
That's because the '80s, boy. Them '80s was a different time. A different time. Not you talking about pre-camera or maybe introducing cameras and security systems and stuff like that. They were just starting out, bro. They were fucking quality 640p, bro. Like if that. But there were some weirdos out there, bro, getting away with a lot of shit for sure. For sure I know that. For sure I know that.
Think so. I think if I put my thumb out and ask for help, someone's gonna give it to me. And with that, I got to see the world for free. I got to go everywhere, and much like what happened was I would sit shotgun and I'm getting these free rides, and two things would happen. Either the driver has a long drive and they want someone to talk to, or they want me to talk to them. And something would happen, and like I'm in the car right now with a complete stranger. Anything could happen. And the first hour is always small talk. How long you been on the road? What you do? You know, it's all that kind of stuff. Something switches when they know the ride's about, like I'm about to get out or whatever. I'm never going to see this guy again. I'm never going to see this guy again. So now we've been talking about news, sports, and weather for an hour. Last 10 minutes, I fucked my sister when I was 12.
What?
Yeah, bro. That's crazy as fuck. I did not expect him to say that. Absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But like, there's a I don't know. I think it's a psychology thing. I've read about it, but it's so much easier for people to open up to strangers than to people they know, and they'll tell strangers some complete radical shit that they've never told anybody else. And I think it has to do with, like he said, he's never gonna see me again. He doesn't know who that guy is. He doesn't know anything like that. So he feels better opening up to that person than but that's crazy. You just sitting in a car ride with somebody, bro. You're going on your fucking hitchhiking across the states, and motherfuckers are telling you their deepest, darkest secrets, bro. That's crazy.
Whoa.
Everything comes out. So I've heard, think about how many rides I've hitchhiked.
How old was he? He was 12. How old was his sister?
I don't know. It was 8. I mean, everything. Drugs, incest. You know, I killed somebody. Like, murder.
A guy told
murder.
you.
Let me the fuck out. Let me out now. Let me out now. You telling me we're strolling along? I'm in the passenger seat. I'm enjoying the breeze coming in through the window. It's the 80s. I'm chilling. We got 80s music going on. Hey, I just want to let you know, before, I know we're like 20 minutes away from your destination, and it's been weighing on me. You're a stranger. I did kill somebody before. Hey, thank you, sir. Let me out the car. Let me out the car before I hit you in your. I'm gonna hit you right now in your face. Hey, let me out the car.
Confessions.
Really?
I've heard the most insane.
Hold one at a time. Murder confession.
I don't know if I should retell it.
You definitely should be.
A guy confessed to me that he was thinking of raping me. when I stayed at his house.
Oh my. Fuck. Dude. Hey, bro. That's crazy shit. For one, never would you get me ever. I'm telling y'all right now. You gonna have to, you fuck around have to dig up Bruce Lee, and God rest his soul. You fuck around have to dig him up to take me down. I'm telling you that right now. Or you gotta take me out. But that's crazy as hell. Did he continue to drive with them? I mean, I feel like that's a call to stop the ride. You know?
Oh,
Stop the
Jesus.
drive.
You stayed at his house? You didn't just hitchhike, you hitch-housed?
I was in the deep south. I was in the deep south. It was like I was trying to hitchhike from LA to New York City. I was with my friend Brian. Same thing. No one's gonna pick up two fucking dudes. And John Wayne picks us up, cowboy guy.
Last name Gacy? Is that who you talking about? I don't know where that guy lived.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser.
10-gallon hat. You know. Damn, you boys look, hot out there. Get in the car. And he's telling us about shrimp po' boys, and he works on a offshore oil rig, and it's 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and it's just 2 weeks off right now. So he's like, "Where are you guys headed?" And we're like, "We're just trying to get to New York." New York? What you want to go there for? A bunch of queers out there. I don't know. We want to check it out.
40s.
You guys want to stay at my house tonight? Like, this guy looks like grandpa. Just cowboy boots, cowboy hat, just big gut. Like, he's a dude.
Right.
Yeah, I'm young. I'm 17 or 18 at this time. We get to his house
he was born in the 40s. He was born in the 40s. He died in 1994. So he was around in the 80s. And then if it was the 80s, like he said, he would have been a little bit older still. Hey, dude, they might have fucking. He said his name was John Wayne, dude. That's crazy. He might have ran into. It could have been a possibility. That's all I'm saying. Cause the math is adding up. He said he was an old guy, cowboy-looking guy. If it was the 80s or 70s, it would have been about 20 years before Gacy died. So he would have been older. He would have been about. I don't know the math on that. My math ain't clicking right now, but that's crazy if it was.
Fuck, this is what I'm talking about. It's a tiny town in Louisiana, deep south.
Okay.
Like, we get in his house, Die Hard movie collection, Rambo movie collection, shotguns, and
Lube.
just a dude, just a man's man. And he has in his part-time job is an anesthesiologist. That
Part-time anesthesiologist.
part-time and then part-time offshore oil rig. And I'm, this is summertime, deep south, covered with like grease and mosquitoes, living outside on the road, hitchhiking. He's like, "You guys want to take a shower?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." I'm the first one in the shower. And then I come out, I got the towel wrapped on. He's like, he made us like a frozen pizza or something. And there's a protest on the television. It's San Fran. This is 1993 or 94.
Okay, nah, it couldn't have been him, cause he died in '94. Gacy died in '94, so it couldn't have been him. I don't think so. I don't think he almost hit his last. He probably was already sick and like fucking bedridden by '94 or '93.
There's a protest of something with gay people in San Francisco, and they were protesting. And he's watching it. He's like, I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I'm queer. You never see me out there protesting." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then my friend Brian, who's covered in grease and dirt, he hasn't showered yet. And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I started getting my clothes on. And it's one thing to be gay, and then it's one thing to be picked up by like a
big gay guy with a cowboy hat who takes you to his house.
So,
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, you can't control it. You can't just fucking. I don't have anything against gay people or anything like that. You can't. But you can't control getting picked up. If you want to hitchhike, your options are limited, you know? And shit, if he's the one who wanted to pick you guys up, it's just kind of like the luck of the draw there, bud.
So and here's the thing. I don't want to discourage people from hitchhiking. This is one weird incident that's happened in like 15 years of hitchhiking. So he's like, hey, Brian, why don't you? It's your turn. Why don't you take a shower? No, I'm okay. I'm all right. You're filthy. Why don't you get in there and take a shower? He's like, no, I'm all right. I'm okay. And I go, oh, fuck. What do we do? You know, like do a little powwow in the corner. He's like, he's old. We can take him if he tries anything. We're tired. We were fucking so tired. We're like, he looks like he was like falling asleep on his couch. And he goes, he's going to go to sleep soon. Let's just fucking stay the night. It's fucking air conditioned in here. And then let's leave first thing in the morning before he wakes up. Like, okay, fuck it. Let's just do it. All right, boys, I'm going to turn in. I'm like, yes. So we take the couch and I go, let's sleep in a formation and let's take turns. We should have just left. You go, you stay up for an hour and then wake me up. I'll stay up for an hour. And then we'll leave crack of dawn, you know?
Yeah, you gotta go into the old sleeping in turns in this position. Honestly though, he's older. He's an old ass man. I would just make sure that the doors had locks on the inside that I'm sleeping in. So if I'm sleeping in one of his rooms, I want to make sure I'm putting the dresser in front of the door or something like that. Or you should have just left, like you said. But they had to been fucking tired. They're hitchhiking, bro. I know they was fucking tired as hell.
I had a pocket knife. So I slept like this. I took the knife and I put the thing like this. And I slept like that. And I stayed up for the first hour and I see him walking around his room. The lights are on. And I'm like, this guy's not going to sleep. Midnight, 1 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck? Wow.
Nah. No, bro. Especially if he's older, bro. Like, there's certain instances that old people will creep me out. If they're like, if they open a door and they're in like a dark room and they're just sitting there, I'm fucking creeped. I'm creeped out, you know? I'm creeped out. That shit, just hearing the wood creaking at 1 in the morning and I know this guy is old as shit and he's not going to sleep, I would have fucking left, bro.
I want this guy to go to sleep.
Putting his masks on.
So I nudge Brian. I go, hey, it's your turn. I got him. I'm going to fucking pass out. He's out cold. I'm like, fuck, dude. Fuck, man. I'm too tired. And I go, okay, I'm just going to stay up the whole night. So I'm up. I'm like, guys are closing. Bringing back up again. Gripping the knife. And then sometime around 5:30 in the morning or something, my eyes are closed, but you know when you feel someone?
Mm-hmm.
So he comes out of his room and he's standing there. And I could see, and then I go, oh shit. And then I grip the knife and I go, this is it. This is it. It's going to happen right now. And he just leaves. He goes out the door. And I go, oh fuck. Like, and then I wake up Brian. I go,
Bro, I can only imagine how scary that would be, fucking sleeping in somebody else's crib that you just met on the highway and it's 5 in the morning and they're just standing there in the corner looking at you, bro. Yeah, couldn't do it.
Brian, let's get the fuck out of here. He's like, what's going on? He's like, dude, he just left. He's like, okay, I'm going to take a shower then. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, if he went to the store or something, like, he's not going to
get some duct
Yeah,
tape.
he's not going to be back for, I'll jump in and jump. I go, dude, let's just go right now. Like, I don't know if he was jerking off or what. Like, I had my eyes closed, but he was standing right there. And he's like, I'll be quick. So he runs in, takes a fast shower. We get our clothes on. And like, just as we're walking out, he's like, hey, he like pulls in. You guys leaving without saying bye? I just went to the market to get some eggs for breakfast. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. So I'm like, I have the knife in my hand the whole time. I go, like, it's that thing where I'm a people pleaser, you know, like.
If it's daylight now, you might as well. You already went through all that. You already went through all the bad stuff at night. And so it's daytime now. He brought some eggs, man. Come on. All right, come on. Let's eat the eggs. Let's eat the eggs, cause I'm hungry. I'm hitchhiking. You gotta remember that. He's hitchhiking. He don't have no food. He don't know when the next time he's gonna be able to really sit down comfortably and eat.
And the guy starts talking about his wife and how he works on this offshore oil rig with like a younger dude. It's just two guys running this whole oil rig, and the other guy just talks about how much he hates gay people the whole time, not knowing that this guy is.
Wow.
And then he just like all the other times I've been picked up, he starts opening up about how he was married, he has a bunch of children, and then he figured out he was gay, and then he's just like, I could see it. He knows we're on our way out. He's never gonna see us. Let's just fucking let it off.
They're still talking about the old guy that they hitchhiked with and was able to stay at the house. I'm pretty sure.
You boys look so cute on the side of the road there last night, and it's like.
Pause. Don't.
I was so like, I'm so lonely. I don't get to, you don't.
Man, bro, I've tried to explain this to a couple of people, and sometimes I don't feel like they really understand what I mean. But like, as a person who like deeply can understand like other people's I feel for people heavily. So like an empath kind of thing. I'm not even saying like, oh, empath. I'm not saying like that, but I do get the lonely aspect when people like literally don't have anybody to talk to for months and months and months, bro. That's gotta be a different kind of like state of mind, loneliness, bro. Like, so I do understand like when people like are lonely and they end up doing or they end up weird and just don't know how to socially communicate, that kind of thing. I do understand that, and I feel for people that are lonely too. I understand if you're lonely and you're like getting bullied, the concept of that. But then if you do something, if you take action on that and do something to people like that and harm somebody just because of that, I don't agree with that.
Don't know what it's like to be a queer guy in the deep south. And man, when I came out this morning and I saw you guys sleeping together, you guys on the couch, you look so beautiful and perfect, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, dude. And then he says, I thought about just
Thought about what you thought about? Huh? What you mean? What you thought about? Tell me what you thought about.
If you guys wouldn't mind if I just touched you a little bit.
It would have hit him so hard. I wouldn't have hit him. I would have, bro. What are you talking about though, bro? Like, come on, like, what are you seriously? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What do you mean? What do you mean? Stop playing with me, bro.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And we once again, I froze. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, so and so I said, yeah, we're gonna leave now. So we just fucking booked it, and then all of his neighbors were black. Like he lived like in a black neighborhood, and like the houses are on stilts because of the swampland and whatever. And I don't know if he's done this before, but as we ran out, like I heard like the kids laughing, and they're like, "Old Tom, they're trying to do it again," and I'm like, "Oh fuck! Like this isn't the first time." Like,
Of course.
and look, man, this is
looking for hitchhikers.
Freaky old man, bro. Freaky fucking freakazoid of a man, of an old man. Old men are always freaky. That's when they get the freakiest, when they old. All right, I'll see y'all on the next video, man.